This is Todd with Manager Sal, here to show you how easy it is to book a gig with Manager Sal. In the real world, your customers contact you generally by phone or via the web form or an email address. So here, typical example is my website where somebody has gone in and filled out the inquiry form. They hit submit, I get an email, and it shows up in my Manager Sal account. So let's go take a look. Here in the Manager Sal account, the overview shows you the next couple of events, a link at the bottom to all of the possible things you could do in Manager Sal, and also a link to your active leads. If we look there, we'll see that the most recent one is the one from Johnny Unitas. We click on that link and it shows us exactly what he typed in. Here we can either delete the lead if it just doesn't apply, archive it to get back to him later, possibly try to book it next year, or convert it to an event. That's what we'll do. When you convert it and lead to an event, Manager Sal adds the customer to your database and also creates a new gig. This one is called Unitas Event. We will rename it and call it Football Themed Party. Johnny Unitas is already filled in as a customer. Otherwise, we would choose one from our pre-existing customers. Manager Sal assumes that it's at his location. We can choose one of the places we've worked before or add a new spot. And Manager Sal guessed that the party was on January 31st, 2014 at 4 p.m., which is exactly what he typed in. Manager Sal doesn't always guess correctly, but it does a pretty good job. The event type, we would choose the kind of party. This will be an adult birthday. If there's a theme, this one is sports. The guest of honor is Johnny Jr. How many kids? How many adults? We can leave that blank or not. Change the status to pending because we think it's going to book. After we've put in the who, what, when, and where, we now go to the services we're providing. Manager Sal saves your work as it switches over to the services, and this is where you put in exactly what you're doing. You can type whatever you want, such as football show, and give it a price. Or if you've pre-thought it and typed it in, you can put in things such as magician. And here we'll put in a juggler as well. Comments at the bottom will make it a little bit more specific, such as the show will be football themed. Great. So we've put in who, what, when, where. We've put in what we're doing. We have the customer information because our customer filled it out. We can fill in any of the things that we're missing, such as a note, maybe he plays quarterback. And then the final thing to do is figure out the paperwork. The paperwork is what contract or invoice he's going to see and when you're going to get paid. We're going to keep the default contract. We're going to require a 100 euro deposit on January 13th. We hit submit. And as far as Manager Sal is concerned, you have a gig booked. But in the real world, a couple things need to happen. Thing number one, it should go on your calendar so you show up. And thing number two, you send him a contract. First, let's put it in your calendar. You'll notice that there's a little link that says VCal and another link that says GCal in the top right. If you click the VCal link, what it does is it saves a VCS file, which is a calendar file that any calendar can read. It could be Outlook on the PC or Calendar on the Mac. When you hit OK, it adds it with all of the information, the date, the time, the notes, the links, all of it right in your calendar. So you show up. Back at Manager Sal, if you click over to the documents, you can see everything that your client could sign. You can preview them. It's all listed at the bottom. But what you care about is this client information page at the top. It says email this link to client, and we're going to click on the link. The information page is a page that your client can see. It's the only page in Manager Sal that you don't need a password to look at. So you want to brand it with your company logo and a little message at the top, perhaps a link to your Facebook page or any other social media pages. And then your client comes in and can actually click on the contract and approve it online. They can also pay with PayPal. So here I'm going to click the contract, type in Johnny's name. We'll pretend that it's him. This is the contract that he signs. He would hit submit. And then when you come back to your Manager Sal page, you'll notice that your customer has approved a contract. That's it. That's all there is to it. You know you have a deal. When he sends you money, head over to your payments page and collect the money. If he pays from the PayPal link on the info page, Manager Sal will automatically record the deposit. But if he sends you a check in the mail, you can come in, you can record the check number. Let's say it's number 145, add the payment. And now Manager Sal knows that you have a signed contract and a deposit. When your client goes back to his info page, he can see not only is there an agreement, but he also paid you, and the payment history is right there. So that's all you need to book a gig in Manager Sal. It's on your calendar, you have the money, you have a signed contract, you just have to go in and do a great job.